When someone comes to you and wants to sample your music, talking to LL says, I don't let anybody sample it before I hear what they're actually putting on my over my track. So when someone comes to Bobby and says, hey, Mr. Brown, we really would like to sample this song, do you need to hear it or do you just
Yes,
clear
I
it?
gotta hear it. Gotta hear it.
You gonna put no bull job on it, Bobby?
You don't know what these kids will say these days. You know, these kids will say some that, you know, you don't want your song
associated with. Yes.
So yeah, you gotta listen to it.
Who do you believe sampled one of your songs the best?
I don't think they did justice.
Okay.
I don't think they really did justice to any of the samples that they have done to my songs. Like Britney Spears butchered.
Damn, Bobby.
She butchered Prerogative. Teddy Riley produced it, but that was a butchering that, you know, I couldn't take it.
But you cleared it.
I cleared it only because it was Britney Spears, and I was thinking
she gonna do it right. She gonna do it good. Yeah, nice.
Teddy Riley's doing it too.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I felt it was a butchering.
Why do you believe you were such a trendsetter in the 80s and 90s?
Because I was fearless. I had nobody to look at in competition with.
Okay.
I believe there was Michael, there was Prince, you know, and all I was trying to do was be the best artist that I could possibly be. Mm-hmm. So I mixed up Michael, Prince, Rick James, and Stevie Wonder, mm-hmm. and tried to be what all of them were not.
Right.
You know, and that became Bobby Brown.
You popularized the Roger Rabbit dance, the Running Man, the high top fade that slanted to the direction. What made you cut your hair like that? What made you like, I'm gonna do this?
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
The barber F'd you up?
The barber F'd me up, and I had to shoot a video, and it just, you know, it stuck. It just stuck.
And you know, people actually went and got their hair cut like that.
I know. Let me tell you a story. I went to the late great Quincy Jones's house.
Okay.
One time, and I'm looking at all the photos in his house, and he's talking to me and he's giving me advice. And I see this one picture where this old guy had the slanted hair. And I was like, yo, this old man got my hair cut. He was like, that picture is 40-something years old, and that's my grandfather.
Wow.
And his grandfather had a Gumby, and I was just like, wow. Gumby was around before.
Yes.
So I wasn't the first one to do it, but I was the first one to bring something back to our culture that was about us, you know, and about our individuality, you know, how we are trendsetters.
Right.
And I was just proud. I was just really proud that I had a haircut like somebody else back in the days, right. You know.
You mentioned like you took a little bit from Prince, you took a little bit from Michael Jackson, you took a little bit from Stevie Wonder, you took a little bit from Rick James. So that was your source of inspiration, but you're kind of more Rick James because you was labeled a bad boy, Bobby.
Right.
Was that an accident? Was that on purpose? You needed something to make Bobby stand out? Why did you adopt that personality? Or is that who you really are?
That was really who I am on stage.
Okay.
On stage, I do not discriminate with what I do. I try to give the best concert I could possibly give. I try to give all of the energy that I have stored up in my body. Mm-hmm. That came from watching Rick James on stage.
Yeah.
When New Edition was on the Cold Blooded tour, opening up for Rick James, he would have me watch his show every night. Every night he would just say, stand on the side of the stage and watch my show. Don't say nothing about it, just watch my show. And he never knew I was gonna go solo, but he felt that I think that I admired him so much, I admired his music so much, he wanted me to to experience what a live performance really is about.
Right.
And it's about giving your all, give blood, sweat, and tears out there.
You got to entertain.
You got to
just
entertain.
sing the song, but you got to entertain
you
that
gotta
audience.
entertain that audience and keep their attention.
Right.
And that was one thing about Rick that he never slacked off about. You know, it was always about entertaining the audience.
Bobby, you had the MC Hammer pants first. Now Hammer gets credit for them, but you were wearing Hammer's.
Yeah. He asked me to actually wear them.
Oh, did he?
He actually asked me to wear them, and I was like, yeah, man, they're pants. I got the pants from New Edition.
Right.
So New Edition wore them before I did, and then I wore them, and then Hammer wore them.
Right.
And it was just about fashion. It was just about keeping a trend going.
Right.
And I'm proud of that.
When you see people bring back trends, what do you think? Because a lot of things it seem like, you remember you and I think we're pretty much close in age. I'm about to be 57.
I'm 56. I just turned 56.
Okay. You remember the bell bottoms?
Bell bottoms.
Okay. Then they went to the skinny jeans. Now they back to the bell bottoms.
Yes.
Everybody, the oversized suits. They're back to the oversized suits. When you see trends come back in, does that make you smile? Like
that really makes me feel a little bit older than I actually am. You know, I don't want to ever feel like I'm getting old or
right.
getting out of touch with, you know, anything my children might be
right.
getting into, you know. But when they come back around, you know, I get a chance to tell my kids, listen, we used to
way back before
we used to wear our pants just like that. You know, the skinny jeans, I don't know where that came from, but that is something that was just not. We never wore skinny jeans.
No, exactly.
You know, growing up when I grew up, skinny jeans was a fad that hopefully doesn't come back.
We don't want that to come. You don't want that to come back.
We don't want that to come back no time soon.
Okay, what trend would you like to see come back?
But we still got the afro.
Yeah,
I'm loving the afro.
They don't rock it as much. I mean,
they don't rock it as much. They rock the braids,
the twist.
Yeah, there's a lot of dreads out there now. Unfortunately, you know, I can't grow all my hair back. There's some spots that won't grow.
Oh, but you could grow some hair. I mean, you got.
I can grow hair.
It'll be splotchy.
It'll have a spot right here.
Okay.
And that is not a hairstyle that I want to
okay,
people to follow.
Right. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because we like to do something before 2 something.